Hi. So in this video, we're going to answer the question when clients call and say, hey, I know I have an appointment with somebody there. Can you tell me when it is? And I don't know who my appointment's with, and I don't know when it is, but I know I have something that I'm supposed to be at. What do you do? Okay, pretty much anybody at the CSV, as long as you have access to Profiler, has access to answer this question. So that's the question we're going to answer today. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please follow along and we're going to cover that in this video. Okay, so I'm going to actually back out of this client for a second because the first thing is you're going to ask them what their name is and you're going to ask them how they spell it. Okay. If I try to look for them in the system, I'm going to click Navigator and I'm going to use this client box. The people we work with do not know what their case numbers are, okay? So especially if you're someone who is used to putting in a case number when you're looking in the chart system, this may feel a little bit foreign to you, but our individuals, when they call, are not going to know their number. So ask them to spell their last name for you. I'm going to do Granger because that's my test client. And at least the first couple of letters of their first name. They can spell their entire first name for you as well. Point being, we want to make sure that we're pulling up information on the right person. So I'm going to put my name information in. And remember, we don't want to put last name and a comma in the first name. Okay, you want to put a space. And then I'm going to click on the Find Client button, which looks like a magnifying glass. And it should pull up your person. You may get a list if there are several people with that particular last name or even the same last name and first name. Okay. In that case, you want to verify their date of birth. In reality, you want to verify their date of birth anyway, because we definitely want to make sure that we are giving the right individuals appointments. Otherwise, we're answering the question incorrectly. Okay. So Hermione Granger is kind of a unique name. So there was only one Hermione Granger in our system. Okay. And I would say, hi Hermione, can you please verify your date of birth for me? And then I can see it right here and I verified it. Okay. Depending on your view in Profiler, you might have an appointments button here. Okay. That's the quickest way to get to Hermione's appointments or your client's appointments. If you do not see appointments, you can click on Profile of Client and scroll down, and you should have an appointments button there. Okay, so most people will have it in two places. You should at least have it here if you don't have it on the outside of the person's chart. Okay, either way, you want to make sure that you are in the client's information. You want to be in the client's appointment. The reason for this is sometimes they don't know exactly who they're going to see. So if I pull up Dr. Forte's appointment scheduler looking for her, but she's really seeing Dr. Kohazi, then I'm not going to be able to give her any helpful information because I'm looking under the wrong doctor's schedule. Okay, so this is why I always want to start with looking at the appointment schedule in the individual's chart versus a staff's appointments. Okay, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. So I'm going to select appointments. Okay, there's a couple of ways to do this. And the first one is only useful if they know they have an appointment coming up very soon. Okay, so if she says, I know I have an appointment this week, can you please tell me when it is and who it's with? Then I could say, okay, from today, so from today's date, I can click next to 1 week and then load. Okay, and then I can just scroll down and I can see that there is a blue box here, okay, from 12 to 12:30 on Thursday, August 13th. So then I'm like, oh great, I know when your appointment is. Your appointment's Thursday, August 13th, and I can, this is a silly kind of an icon. I'm not sure why. I don't know why the load icon is a stack of coins with an exclamation point either. Some of the icons don't make any sense. But you want to click on the hammer and you can hover over it, and you can see that this appointment is an E&M office established patient with Dr. Forte. Okay. And just to let you know, Hermione Granger is a character from Harry Potter, and all this information is fictional. So we're not violating any HIPAA regulations with this because none of this is a real person, although Dr. Forte is our real medical director. So I hope he doesn't mind me using him for this example. Okay. So I can quickly see that she has an appointment coming up very soon. Well, what if they say, I know I have an appointment coming up in the next month or so, right? I don't know. I know I have an appointment coming up in the next few months, maybe in September. I don't know when it is. Can you please help me? You can still help them. And you don't have to scroll over months and months and months to do it, okay? So what you can do is you can click on the binoculars. And when you put your arrow on the binoculars, it says find appointment. This icon makes total sense because you really are looking for an appointment. And in that case, the binoculars is a great image for that. Okay. Now this is a very important step when you're looking for an appointment. You want to select the dot that says find scheduled appointment because our clients want to know what they already have, okay? We could schedule them. That's a separate video, but we could schedule them. But in this case, we're looking for what is already on the schedule for her. This is another important piece of information. See where it says provider and location? Unless they are 100% certain who their provider is, you want to leave that blank. And even if they say they're 100% certain, you still might want to leave that blank, okay? And the reason is that sometimes providers can change, and sometimes someone might think that they're going to see Dr. Forte, but really their appointment is with Dr. Kohazi or something like that. So if you leave that provider and location blank, it will show you any appointments with any providers, no matter who it's with, where it is, and you'll get a lot more information that way. Start date is from Thursday, August 13th. That is today's date, the date I'm doing this video, but you can change it. Okay, so you can adjust that if you want to. So if you know her appointment is in September or later, you could say, look from September 1st and then out the next 90 days, however you want to start it. I usually do use it from the current date, but that's optional. The number of days to search, I usually pad this to at least 100 days. The reason is the farthest out that we usually see our people is 90 days max. Otherwise, we tend to be out of compliance with the way that most programs work. So I usually do 100 days or more, but that is also your personal preference. If they know that their appointment is in the next few weeks, you may not need to look out 100 days. But what the system is doing is starting August 13th, because that's what the start date I gave, it's going to look 100 days out from August 13th and show me any appointments that are in that range, okay? Max number of results to display, I always pad this as well. And the reason is that your person could have appointments with multiple providers. So maybe they have an injection appointment with a nurse. Maybe they have a E&M established patient, which is what we call our med check visits, with Dr. Forte. And maybe they have 3 groups that they attend in the meantime. This way, you'll be able to see all of that. So get that how you like it. And then select the button down here that says Find Next. So then it shows me 2 appointments. It shows me the one that we saw that was today, August 13th at 12 with Dr. Forte. And it also shows me that she's already scheduled her follow-up visit for November 11th at 10 a.m. with Dr. Forte. Okay. If there are any other appointments in that time frame, then it would also show me that appointment. Okay. And there's also a way that if it doesn't find an appointment during that time frame, it will pop up a box and it'll say, no appointments, do you want to continue your search? And it will look out the next 100 days and then the next 100 days. So you can be 100% certain that you're giving the person all the correct information about any future appointments that they might have. Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel. And then that's pretty much going to be it. If you have any questions whatsoever about appointments, about how Profiler can make your life easier, or how I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much.